Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley, a member of the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. I want to start with this ruling from Judge Jackson that White House counsel Don McGahn must testify before Congress in the impeachment probe. How significant do you see that?
Look, I think it's critical, not just for this case, but for the future of congressional oversight. I mean, part of what I would tell my Republican colleagues is, do you really live in the world where any president has absolute immunity over any congressional oversight? I don't think you have to look too far in the future where that could be of great concern for you. And the immediate reaction is, I think it's a message to all the witnesses who obstructed in the White House for telling them not to appear. It's time to show up.
Do you think this ruling is cover to someone like former National Security Advisor John Bolton to testify in the impeachment inquiry?
I think he might use it for that, but I'm not sure why he feels like he needs it. If this was what he was described as saying, a drug deal, if Rudy Giuliani was a hand grenade, if indeed he stiffened at that meeting and abruptly ended it, if he felt as strong as I think he does about defending Ukraine as a U.S. ally, why would he even need a subpoena? Look at the people who in a clear, consistent, and I think most important, courageous voice spoke as one to the American people through their duly elected Congress. You know, if this is about selling books, I guess take your time, Mr. Bolton. If this is about stepping up at a time when it mattered most, it's time to go.
Does this ruling give you and your colleagues any reason to think that, hey, maybe we should wait for the legal process to play out? Maybe we could get Bolton, Mulvaney, and others to testify if we wanted to?
Look, it sounds inviting, and I think we can do more than one thing at the same time. Obviously, the report is being written. We're deliberating on all other matters relating to this. We continue to get these documents. I think that it leaves time and room open as this happens at the same time we're writing these reports that we may take additional depositions, seeing what the documents are first, what they tell us, and where we should go from here.
All right, what's your reaction to this news about Rudy Giuliani tonight? At this point, he hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing, but what's been made very clear is just how many outstanding questions there are surrounding his involvement in all of this. And it just seems like all roads lead to him, from him, or through him.
Well, Rudy was the issue we care about most, the quarterback of the president soliciting one of our closest allies for a bribe. I think he quarterbacked it in Ukraine. I don't know if there was this second track out there of profiteers that we apparently sent to Ukraine at a horrible time. I think it's time for that investigation to take place as well. So if you're willing to go to Ukraine and do something wrong, it's hard to imagine that you wouldn't be willing to go there and do other things for personal profit.
So CNN's reporting tonight that House Democrats are focusing on multiple articles of impeachment, and some of your colleagues want to go beyond the Ukraine issue to include instances of obstruction of justice from the Mueller report, while others want things narrowly focused on Ukraine. Where do you fall personally on this? What do you find to be the best strategy?
I think it's time for that strategy discussion to take place. I think it's most important that we do this in the most effective manner possible. I believe the jury is the American people because that drives the forces that perhaps drive the U.S. Senate at the same time. It's really hard to overlook the Mueller report. It is pretty clear to me that the special counsel was hindered in indicting the president for obstruction simply because the Department of Justice doesn't allow such things in its regulations. I also think that if we don't hold this president accountable for all this, we have to look at what took place the day after the special counsel testified. That was the day the president called President Zelensky. When he's not held accountable, I think he goes on to higher crimes and misdemeanors. All that being said, I think we file articles that are most effective, most appropriate, no matter how the caucus debates back and forth on other matters.
All right, Congressman Mike Quigley, keep us posted. Appreciate you being with us tonight.
happy Thanksgiving to all.
You too.